Alrighty. Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, depending on when you see this. Hose is back. It's literally been a mere few seconds since the last video. Because I want to finish this off. Hopefully. Let's see what happens. So last time. We're going to try to get to it as fast as possible. We went ahead and did our final investigation of this case. Well, it should be. Finding out some more, basically just more about the SL incident to see how we could turn this around. We have discovered many things. The big one here is that it seems that everything that has gone wrong, talking about the forgery of Lana, and, Edgeworth probably resigning, Gumshoe's almost losing his job, and, Emma's trauma, is all because of Damon Gaunt, the chief of police. Seems he has kept some of the pieces of evidence from SL9 and has seemed to have ordered Lana to keep everything extremely secret and for some reason kill Bruce Goodman and did a lot of things. So we're gonna figure that all out today. This is gonna be, I don't know if this is the ending. If not, but this should be the final trial until the end of this episode. So let's see if we can get through it. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Knowing you've already figured it out. Who the owner of the Seven's ID number is, that is. I know what it is. We'll have a pretty strong hunch. Thanks to that safe. Looks like I'm not the only one who figured it out. The only reason this trial didn't reach a verdict yesterday is because there was still room for doubt regarding this ID record. If the number does belong to whom you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't been officially charged with anything. True, not yet. In any event, once all doubt has been removed from the list, I can call for a ruling. 5 minutes, right? And Chief Prosecutor Skye will be found guilty. 5 minutes? Bro, I only... But she didn't do it. I figured you'd say as much. That's why I came here, to hear what you have to say. It's the first time he's ever done something like this. Lana's hiding something, and the only way we'll ever know the truth is to draw it out of her. The truth. Everything goes back to the SL9 incident. Don't be stupid. Today's the last day of the trial. We don't have time to reminisce about the past. That depends on you. If she's found guilty, you'll lose your only chance to find out what really happened. I'll think about it. See you in court, Wright. This is it. If I'm ever going to find out what Chief Gaunt has on her, it's now. February 25th, 10 a.m. Here we go. Alright, let's do it. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. The defense is ready. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Normally this is when the prosecution puts forth his opening statement. But before that, the police chief has a proposal to make. Oh, Chief Gaunt. Great. Well. Morning, folks. How's everyone doing? Hey, OG? Been back to the pool yet? No, I've been drowning enough in work as it is. Oh, that's a good one. Don't think I can top that. If you don't mind me asking, Chief, exactly what is this proposal of yours? I hate when you do this. Alright. Lana, that is to say the defendant, has asked me if she could speak directly to the court. Okay, looks like he's using her again. She wants to do what? Having heard what she intends to say, I feel she should be granted her request. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble. Yeah, this is him controlling her. What's this all about, defendant? I'd just like to make one simple request, and I'll be finished. Well then, what's your request? Your Honor, I'd like you to put an immediate end to this trial. Whoa, hey. Huh? confess to all charges against me. On February 21st of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce oh boy, in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. No! Lana! Oh, what is she holding there?
Objection!
You see that? No, no, no! Hold up. You can't. Your Honor, the defendant's claim does not change the defense's plea. In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services. But Lana, Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. Whoa. Alright. The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me, but it has sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. I would like you to render your verdict now, if you please. Well, the defendant certainly has the right to self-representation. Her request is legally valid, although this is an unprecedented situation. Indeed, it appears there's no further need to continue this trial, even if Mr. Edgeworth may feel otherwise. Mr. Wright, I mean. This can't be happening. Emma, please! It appears the time for the verdict has come. This court finds the defendant. Objection!
Objection!
Oh, Edgeworth! One moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth? The prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Any ruling at this stage would certainly be premature. Come now, Worthy. I understand this is a difficult time for you, but why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut? I don't think I care for your tone, Chief God. What? Creating another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes? Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive boy you would have me be. Let's go! With this sudden confession, from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes. Some kind of deal, Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy. I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness. Oh, to whom? As its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Miss Emma Skye. Here we go. I request the court hears her testimony. Oh, she does have a line. Mr. Edgeworth, I am exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to continue. I don't care what you think, Miss Skye. The exposure of truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it. Let's go, Edgeworth. Very well, the court shall grant the prosecution's request. Alright. That's okay with you, right, Chief Gaunt? Worthy, you'll live to regret this, mark my words. Miss Emma Skye, please take the stand. Looks like Edgeworth has decided to take the horse by the reins. Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. My name is Emma Skye. My occupation, I'm Lana's little sister and I want to be a scientific investigator. 2 years ago, you encountered the serial killer Joe Dark of the Joe Dark killings. Is this correct? Yes. I'm trying my hardest to forget about that though. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember this trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman. Is an incident that was resolved 2 years ago really all that relevant? Yes, it most certainly is. Well, okay then. You sure gave it in fast. Now, please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago. Trip to yesteryear has finally begun. It's bound to lead to the truth behind this trial. Witness testimony 2 years ago. Alright. I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me. But I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. It's a good thing you weren't harmed. I passed out. I don't remember much. That's understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, what does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder? This will soon become apparent, Your Honor. You've got to admire him for his courage considering he has no evidence. Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination. Here we go. I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Okay, hold on. I already read this, hold on. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me, but I never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. That must have been a real shock. Even now, when I close my eyes, I can still see it just as clearly. Tell us, what were you doing on that moment? I believe you testified that Joe Dark was holding you hostage. When lightning struck and the lights went out, Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark. I was thrown aside and the two began wrestling each other. I'm pretty sure I was watching them. Emma doesn't have any reason to lie, but Lana sure does. I need to get Emma to tell me as much as this as possible as she can. 2 years ago, the defendant was a detective at the police department, correct? Yes, she was his second in command under the deputy chief of police, Gaunt. My sister, she was the best detective ever. Yes, I remember. Deputy Chief Gaunt and Miss Skye used to be quite the pair. I believe they shared the same office. That's right. I'd always sit at my sister's desk and dream about playing that organ. I wanted to play it that day too. The police department and the prosecutor's office held a ceremony that day. Lana promised to take me to dinner after she finished her work. A man came running in. A man? Yes, Joe Dark. He was a serial killer. Joe Dark was brought in for questioning on the day of that ceremony. He was desperate to get anything on him that would lead to an arrest. When he saw his chance, he fled the room, right? Upon fleeing the room, Dark proceeded to take the elevator. He must have been in a panic because the elevator was going up. Then he ran into Skye and Gaunt's office. There was a lot of noise coming from outside, so I opened up the door to have a look. That's when I saw him. Neil Marshall rescued me. Okay, what was the prosecutor doing there? The day there were two people present during Dark's questioning. Deputy Chief Damon Gaunt and Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Almost forgot about Gaunt. Neil Marshall had just received the King of Prosecutors Award. Young and dedicated, he went straight to the questioning room after the ceremony. I assumed that would also be why he was the first to run after Dark. When Dark grabbed me, I thought I was good as gone, dead. And that's when Prosecutor Marshall came running in. I don't clearly remember what happened then, but... Okay, but I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. Can you tell us about that? Mr. Marshall jumped on the Dark just then. The lights went out. The lights? It was just about this time of year. There was a terrible storm going on and lightning struck nearby. So the electricity went out. Wait a minute. If it was a pitch dark in that room, you shouldn't have been able to see anything, right? Right, but just then lightning flashed again outside. The sudden flash left an unforgettable image of the scene in my mind. I see. I told the detective about what I saw then. The detective? Yes, Detective Goodman. He was charged of the case. Detective Bruce Goodman, the victim. Hear more. So you spoke with Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago? Yes, that's what's so scary about this trial. And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw? Yes, but at the time, the words just couldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture. A picture? Yes, I think she mentioned that before. Well, Mr. Wright, have you heard anything? Have you heard enough? Sure. This picture of the witness true. I believe it has a very important meaning. Objection! But the list of evidence I was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture. Witness, would you mind if we added this statement to your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. I drew a picture of that scene once, but it seems to have been lost. You drew a picture of the scene you witnessed, right? Yes, I wanted to do everything I could to help the investigation. I can still see it now, whenever I close my eyes. That's strange. I took over the case after Prosecutor Marshall died. Yet I never received any picture. Perhaps the witness is mistaken. But I did draw it, I swear. I'm not just imagining it. This picture that Emma drew, that reminds me. I guess I should check the evidence again. Well, anyway, let's continue. The scene reprinted an image on your mind. Can you please describe it? That man. Okay, so it must be this. So is it this? Evidence for something, but what? It has her prints. I can't even. Oh! Is this the picture? A picture drawn on the back. This is it! I've got a very bad feeling about this. Oh my god, that's it. So that's why you kept it too. There it is. Okay, there it is. That's it. Ba-boom! Mr. Edgeworth. This little girl put all her heart into drawing that picture. And yet you would insist on denying its existence. Huh? Hey, I'm not the bad guy. And all I'm saying is that as the prosecutor for that case, I wasn't handed such a picture. That may well be, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold, this is the evidence list for the SL9 incident. Please turn it over. Turn it over. Turn it... Ah! What's this? Yes, what is that? Hey, that's it. That's the picture I drew. Indeed. Two men appear to be wrestling here. Objection! What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list? Me? Only the prosecutor in charge should have access to that list. Huh? These lists, they're different from each other. What? It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. These two lists fit together to form one. You can see the marks here, where they were torn apart. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious what happened. 2 years ago, only half of the evidence in the case reached you. What? What? Alright, we're getting somewhere. Order. But, Miss Skye, why did you draw the picture on the back of such an important list? Because that's what Detective Goodman handed me in the questioning room, Your Honor. Oh. Wait a minute. So, yeah, so what happened was Goodman was getting closer to the truth, then Gaunt must have got wind of it and decided to off him and blame put the blame on Lana. Wait a minute. If this list was torn in half, then that means... Your Honor? Oh, you're right, Mr. Wright. Your eyes are bulging from your head. If the evidence list was torn in half, there might be more to that drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list. Oh! Huh? Yes, that's quite conceivable, Mr. Edgeworth. It's possible. Let's see. Is something wrong? Is something wrong? Do you even have to ask? Sorry, Your Honor. There is indeed something on the back. It's that thing. The mascot. By the way, how has he not noticed this? He had that thing for like decades. Just kidding, not like years. That's that thing. The thing that was dancing in the evidence room. Clearly, this act of vandalism is the work of a certain chief of detectives. I guess he was out of scrap paper. List of evidence in SL9 incident. Half of this list was found. Very well, witness. Will you please testify about the picture you drew years ago? Oh, yes, sir, Your Honor. What's wrong with Emma? She seemed to be thinking about something when she was looking at the picture. Huh. Alright. This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were shadows. After that, I must have fainted. The picture shows exactly what I saw in this instant. You think a flash of lightning could burn such an image in your mind? Thanks to that, though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw. Well, I don't see any contradictions here. This clearly shows Joe Dark about to murder Prosecutor Neal. The defense may now begin. Here we go. Alright. This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright I could only see was shadows. After that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in the instant. So, at the time, you didn't even know if it was Marshall who had come to your rescue? No, I couldn't see him clearly. The lighting was so bright, and I was knocked to the floor. So you were knocked to the floor. Dark had a tight grip on me, but when Mr. Marshall jumped in, I was knocked away. I turned around, and that's when the lighting flashed. Poor Emma. I'm just glad she wasn't hurt. What happened after the lightning flashed? Alright, sorry for asking so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw? Of course, this is the exact scene. It wasn't influenced in any way from your talks with the detective. Are you insinuating we somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright? No, of course not. I'd better watch out, or he may find some way to cut my salary. I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detectives, so I don't think anyone's story would have influenced me. Mr. Wright, there's something that's bothering you about this picture. Huh? Oh, well, that's strange. She claims that this is exactly the scene that was imprinted on her mind, and yet there's clearly a contradiction here. Maybe you mean you didn't see the actual murder take place? No, I'm sorry. Objection! The flash of lighting only drove off the darkness for a split second. Not only that, but the trauma of the situation understandably caused the witness to faint. You really need to torture this girl any further? What? I'm not the bad guy here. Anyway, this picture. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. Did you draw that picture right after the incident? I think I drew it 2 or 3 days later. At least I was in such a state of shock that I couldn't do anything. During that investigation time, the investigation team was reorganized. Detective Goodman was placed in charge, under the direction of Damon Gaunt and Lana Skye. 2 or 3 days later, the memory should still be fresh in her mind. Excuse me, witness. But can you please tell us why the picture is painted all black? Because maybe it kind of looks like the screw. Because the thing is, that should have looked like a knife, right? But it's not drawn as a knife, I think. All I can think of is this screwdriver? Because it kind of looks like it.
Objection!
Okay.
Objection!
Oh shit! No, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to check it. Oh, that tells me that's not it. Oops. All I can think of is that the thing that he's holding.
Objection!
Nope.
Objection!
Okay, so what does this mean? I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture that witness drew contains a blatant contradiction. Maybe because they were saying it's a knife, even though the weapon doesn't look like one? What? But I still remember it just like it was yesterday. Mr. Wright, perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us. What part of this picture contradicts the autopsy?
Take that!
The contradiction, of course, lies here. Take a look at the knife the man is holding. Here we go. If you look closely, you can see its tip is broken. What? It looks like it's supposed to be a baton. But then again, I don't know. Doesn't even look like it. Even I don't have to look closely to see that, Mr. Wright. But Mr. Wright, look at that evidence. See the murder weapon? Its tip is broken too. I don't know, man. It looks more like a baton than a like a passing baton for the Olympics than any knife. I don't know. Anyways, if I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken off within the victim's body. It was the conclusive evidence of piece of evidence that proved Joe Dark was the murderer. I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma.
Objection!
And where, pray tell, could you possibly see a problem? It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not yet be broken. That's right. What's the meaning of this? Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand.
Objection!
Are you sure? Sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't possibly wind up there. Right.
Objection!
Wait, hold on. Okay, sorry about that. Something showed up on my Streamlabs, so at some point my mic was cut off for like a split second, so my bad. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. Here we go. The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. The only possible explanation is the witness's memory is mistaken.
Objection!
That's why I asked her so many times if she was sure she remembers correctly. I believe you were annoyed at the time, but she was sure she remembered correctly. But there's no other way to explain this inconsistency.
Objection!
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. There is another explanation. Have you forgotten already? About a little something called falsified evidence? You're treading on thin ice, right? All I'm saying is that your broken knife tip might be a piece of evidence that was forged. Oh, you can't deny the possibility. No. Alright. Order. Are you saying the investigation really was corrupted? Your Honor, please allow me to once again go over the events that took place the day of the murder. The police department and the prosecutor office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving the King of Prosecutors Award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damon Gaunt. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Dark. It is my belief that somewhere in this story there is a lie. I'm not lying. The man really was holding a broken knife. If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. There must have been another broken knife. What are the chances of there being two broken knives? Another broken knife besides Joe Dart's. Could there be one? The shield. The shield. There is another one. It's the shield, isn't it? If the witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw, I can't just be explained away by a simple observational error. Mr. Wright. In that instant, Emma really did see a broken knife. It's gotta be. I assume then that you have some information about this other broken knife. If so, please feel free to enlighten us. The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look. Here's the real murder weapon. The shield! If anything's broken here, it's you. Huh? I'm sure this must all be very amusing to you, Mr. Wright. But I may remind you that the... You guys are dumb. I know I'm right. It's the shield. It's the shield! There's a knife in it, but I guess it must be different evidence. Do you have to show, I'm guessing I have to show this picture?
Take that!
The answer lies in the past. 2 years ago. See, I'm still right. Right here inside the picture. Because of course it doesn't show it in the actual evidence. Anyways. This picture of the award ceremony. This is the picture of the award ceremony. Oh! What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? It's the broken murder weapon. Notice the award prosecutor marshal is holding. That's a broken knife. That's a broken knife. As we earlier concluded, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was in all likelihood from this award. All right. Order. Neil Marshall was awarded King of Prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given this broken shield and knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation. But that can't be. Oh, and why not, Mr. Edgeworth? Because if the King of Prosecutors award knife was the murder weapon, then the murderer and the victim would be reversed. What do you mean? I mean, the man raising a knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Oh. But the prosecutor was the one who actually died. This is true. What is going on? What? It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to the conclusion. Lana? Who? Wait! I remember now. I remember everything. Witness? Mr. Edgeworth? What is it? Could you show me your evidence list again, please? Is this the one with that picture scribbled on the back? I knew it. This picture. I'm the one who drew it. What? You drew that? That's right. The list wasn't torn in half at the time I drew this picture. All this time I've been trying to forget so hard to forget. Must have locked this part away deep inside me. What? Perhaps it would be best if we heard your testimony. Would you please tell us what happened? Alright. First, my knife mix-up, and now the blue badger? This should be interesting. Emma's recollection. Alright. When I saw the man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed toward both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then, there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow. What? This is certainly most unusual.
Objection!
try impossible. The chief of detectives hasn't even assigned him until this year. That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago. Very well, the defense may now begin its cross-examination. Stop, please. Don't pursue this any further. Whoa, that's a new drawing for Lana. Lana, what's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair. But you can't do this. I've already confessed to the crime. Why can't you just leave it at that? Chief Prosecutor Skye, we've already come this far. It's too late to turn back. Silence. The defense will now begin its cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant. It seems we're finally getting to the core of the matter. Here we go. When I saw the man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed toward both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then, there was another flash of lightning. Then that's when I saw the blue badger. He wasn't in the room, but I saw his shadow.
Hold it!
Are you sure about this? Of course. See, I even drew a picture of him here. But it was the chief of detectives who thought up that hideous beast. And that was just this year. The blue badger doesn't exist 2 years ago. That is quite verifiable. I know it sounds strange, but I was surprised to know too when I saw him at the police department. I had this nagging feeling that I've seen him before somewhere. And I finally remember. Oh, brother, just when you thought things had caused enough emotion. Tell us, where in the room did you see him dancing? His shadow? So you mean you didn't actually see his face and its winning smile and all? That's right, but I still remember it. He had 3 creepy horns.
Objection!
This is just pointless. 3 creepy horns? This is pointless. That thing couldn't have possibly existed 2 years ago. The witness must be mistaken.
Objection!
That may be well. But what's important is what caused her to think she saw what she did. Oh, and I suppose you have an explanation. If so, then by all means, please tell us what this shadow really means. What was it Emma saw when that lightning flashed? Who is this blue badger, really? What? Let's see. What? What is going on? Maybe? The badger hadn't even been dreamt up yet when Emma drew the picture, yet she's certain she saw its shadow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the defense's belief that on the fateful day 2 years ago, there indeed was something that looked similar to Blue Badger. Something that is now sitting in this very room. Mr. Wright? Is this room? Very well, Mr. Wright. What is it that this witness saw in that instant? Please show us what this mysterious Blue Badger looks like. Look-alike. Oh! Is it? Because if you flip it upside down... Yeah, look. If you look at this thing upside down, it creates 3 crowns. Ah! Boom! It's gotta be. The mysterious blue badger was in fact this. How did I get it? I don't know. Alright. But that's... what exactly is this? I believe it's some sort of jar. But Mr. Wright, that doesn't look anything like the blue badger. Indeed, it doesn't. As it stands now, it's just a plain jar. However, what if we were to change our viewpoint? Our viewpoint? I've got to show them the correct angle to look at this thing from. Well, thank you for the rotating. Babu! What?
Objection!
I did! What?
Objection!
Okay. What? Like this? Okay. Well, this is a miracle or what? Is this a miracle or what? What the fudge? Okay. She looked at it at an angle. Alright. No one can possibly deny this jar resembles to the blue badger. I guess. No. It can't be. This makes almost no sense, almost. Order, order. The defense has proven its claim. The mysterious blue badger witnessed on the day of the crime was actually this. Although we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains. What's your point? Yeah, what's the relevance of this? What do you mean? Is that badger, that thing was actually just a jar? That doesn't explain anything. I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, this changes everything. Okay, indeed. Very well then, please tell us. What's different now that we know the witness saw this jar? I don't know. The location? Wait, you say which office? I mean, I guess it's the location. Allow me to take this into consideration. At the moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar. At a very specific angle, I might add, Mr. Wright. Yes, well, knowing this, where could she have seen this jar? Where? The location of the jar is shown in a picture taken on the day of the crime. It's on the shelf on the office of Damon Guard. But the body was found lying in Lana Skye's desk. The witness testified so herself. Yes, and it is these two facts that reveal what actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Skye's office. It happened on the other side of the room in Chief Gaunt's office.
Objection!
Are you implying the murderer moved the victim's body from David Gaunt's office to Lana Skye's office? Well, he did only have 20 minutes. Yes. Why would he do that? There's no reason. Exactly. If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason. You know what that reason was, Mr. Wright? I finally figured it out. So this is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness's testimony. She said she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. In the next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying? That would have to be the impact the man made when he was knocked into the wall. Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to the picture once more. If the man was knocked in the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on, what would he have hit? Ah! Oh! The suit of armor, holding a very sharp and dangerous looking sword. Yes. Oh, and since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, he would have to have been Neil Marshall, wielding the King of Prospectors trophy. No, Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking. Yes, there's another possibility of what actually transpired in that room. Another possibility? Of course, the perpetrator would have no idea, but nonetheless. I don't know if I can go through with this. Mr. Wright, what's the matter? If events took place if the defense theorizes, then the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Skye knocked away was actually Prospector Neil Marshall, she killed him! Oh. Uh-oh. She's not gonna be happy about this. You mean Mr. Marshall died because of me? I was not expecting that, and she fainted. I did not expect that. I never imagined her testimony would lead to this. So it was the witness who took the victim's life. It was the witness who took the victim's life. And then proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented. Lana, what are you saying? I'm sorry, Miss Skye, but given the circumstances, Joe Dark murdered Prospector Marshall. How can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin the crime on her? Oh, she's getting desperate. Imagine that coming from you. Because if you recall, it was you who attempted to forge evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prospector Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out about Emma, what Emma did. I see. I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're going to have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall? Evidence? I'm willing to bet you don't. Yes, it certainly would be difficult to prove this within evidence. If we don't have evidence, then we'll have to rely on testimony. I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead. We certainly can't get dead people to testify. This would all have been a wild goose chase from the beginning. Touché, Miss Skye. Of course. That only leaves us with one possibility. You mean there's still another possibility? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? I mean the possibility that the victim has left us a message. For better or for worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life. In one matter or another. That's impossible. Well, Mr. Wright, this is the only possibility left to you. A message from the deceased. Does a message exist? I've got to think back to the court record. The real murderer's name that the victim may have left behind. I'm almost out of time here. It could be this. Because this looks like it could be a coat. Because it's not this. It's the fingerprint, right? I think it is. This message from the deceased is already in our possession. Oh! Mr. Wright, will you stop at nothing to prove my sister a murderer? Do not be mistaken, Miss Skye. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There's only one thing we seek. The truth. No matter how painful it may be. Now then, Mr. Wright, please show us the piece of evidence that conveys the message from the deceased. It's gotta be this. I don't think there's any other thing. He's also only from the SL9 incident. So it's gotta be this. This is the message from the deceased. Right. Now then, this is the message from the judge. What? What do you mean? Okay. What is it on the pot? It's the only thing. It's the thing on the pot. The message from the judge is crazy. Is this Morse code? I don't know. It's a 4 on it though. For like 14? See, look, there's a 4 here. Right? I don't know. Is this something I'm completely unaware of? Because all we have is from the past is from that. Let's try it. This is that blue badger from before, right? Oh, is he going to just speak the killer's name? If that thing could... I'm sure it would. Looks like everyone's forgotten that this is just a jar. A message is left here on the surface of this jar. What do you mean? If you look closely, you can see a faint trail of blood on the jar. It looks like someone wiped the blood away. Yes, but notice. For some reason, the blood of some of the fragments was not wiped away. Oh, EMA? Is that it? I think I see it. Yes, there's a line here drawn in blood. So what you're saying is their dots were once a line. Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used a few precious moments left to him to leave behind a message. One that someone apparently wiped away. But blood must have seeped into the jar where the lines changed directions. Precisely so. All we need to do is connect these points, and the victim's message will become apparent. No. Mr. Wright, what kind of message did the victim leave for us? Your Honor, I believe the bloodstains will reveal the answer. Okay. I've got to connect the dots. There's only one thing that could be written, given the circumstances, his murderer's name. Yep. It looks like it. E-M. Yep. Emma.
Take that!
Oh. Oh, damn. It's a defense attorney's duty to prove their client's innocence. That's why all I've been thinking about is saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out like this. Emma. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. This is gonna be a big cliffhanger, bro. No! Why do I have to go to work? Oh, no. This is really good. I don't want to go to work. Oh, no. I want to dip it. Hopefully I can finish this after work. Oh, no. So this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind. Of all people. She may not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life was Emma Skye. Wow. Okay. I would have not figured that out. We're going to recess? Oh my god. I don't want to hear this guy. I'll just continue for a bit. Seaworthy, can't say I didn't warn you. Fuck, I thought it would lead to him. I thought it would lead to him. Chief Gaunt, do you understand the implications of what you've done? What are you talking about? 2 years ago, Joe Dark was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were the prosecutor in the case, were you not? I don't know what he said there. Yes, Worthy. Because of you, an innocent man was sentenced to death. Not only that, but you used forged evidence to ensure his conviction.
Objection!
Hold on. But Joe Dark really was a serial murderer, that's undeniable. I'm afraid that's not important. Didn't you know? We aren't defenders of justice. What? We're merely keepers of the law. Sentencing a man to death is no light matter. Even if there wasn't any cover-up or evidence forgery, ultimately the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. Despite what anyone may say, the fact cannot be denied. Oh boy. They might have sent an innocent man to his death. Oh boy. I can't read everything. You can pause though. This is recess we're ending it. Oh my god. The gavel's pounding fell on Deaf's ear. Unable to settle the crowd, the judge declared a recess. Where this trial is headed, no one knows. I have no fucking idea. I did not think it would be Emma. What a horrible cliffhanger. Oh boy. I gotta lock in. I gotta lock in at work. I can't be thinking about this. What? That was not what I was expecting. But that is going to do it for this episode. So, thank you guys for watching. Good night, good evening, or good morning, I guess. I will see you guys next time as we finish it for real. This trial of Lana Skye, with Emma being the one that killed Prosecutor Marshall. I'll see you guys then. Bye bye for now. Oh yeah. Bye bye.